Welcome to the Save Par Golf Podcast, where two average golfers talk about golf and things. I'm your host, Eric.
Dominic.
We are currently on episode 165, and we have a very special guest today. We have AK and Shane with VanSaint. Their mission is simple: make high-quality gear that keeps you looking sharp and feeling confident, whether you're on the course or kicking back with friends. No fluff, no gimmicks, just great style, good times, and a reminder to always bring your best. Make sure to give them a follow on Instagram. Their handle is @VanSaint. Shane, AK, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Appreciate it, guys. We're super excited to be here, and super excited to chat.
For sure. We were just talking right before we hopped on. Dom is currently wearing the Black Performance hoodie.
I am.
And I'm wearing the Title Twist polo. Fits perfectly. Love the style, the quality. So
I made him try both on.
2 for 2.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it fits you perfectly, dude. It looks awesome.
Now we just need some warm weather to play some golf. But again, nice thing is with these polos, you can wear them on and off the course. So
true. Yeah, exactly.
But we want to have you on the podcast. We kind of just want to know the story behind VanSaint and what inspired you to start an apparel brand.
Sure. So, I mean, I'll kind of take the reins here. It was kind of my brainchild, I guess, I'd say. And, I mean, what happened was I'm always looking to do something on the side or, just to do something fun. I might make a little money here, whatever, side hustle, if you want to call that. And, I was perusing marketplaces where you can buy e-com businesses, and I had seen one that was for sale. And I think it's defunct now. But, he had some cool polos and some button downs and stuff like that. And I engaged in conversations with them. We kind of talked about it, and we're looking at, the operation of the business. Unfortunately, the conversations fizzled out, and I never heard back from him. So, I just said, screw it. I'll do it myself. I wear, when it's warm, I wear a polo every day, pretty much. Yep. I like to be casual. I like to be stylish. I like to feel good in it and feel confident. So I kind of started toying around with the name and the idea and what we're going to do. And again, I kind of like getting into a project and kind of cranking something out. So that's how it started. Shane here, I've known him since elementary school?
Yeah.
Yeah. We go way back. Yeah. So we were like good friends way back.
Yeah.
And now we're almost 40, but
that's crazy.
But we were buddies when we were younger, kind of diverted paths there for a while. And then just by chance, we, met up randomly, and our daughters are the same age, and they're like best friends now. They're actually hanging out upstairs. Hopefully they'll be quiet.
So like a full circle moment.
Yeah, it is. So, he's a hustler. He's a go-getter, and I knew it. And he was expressing, interest in this, and he was wearing polos and stuff that from other companies. I was like, well, I got to bring this guy on, of course. So I asked him to join me, and he has, and he's been quite inspiration, big help. And so that's how that's came to be. We've got 2 other people that are involved. They were here earlier. We had a company meeting earlier. It's more of just, kind of goofing off and throwing around ideas, but the other people are Christian and Tiffany. So that's where we are right now and how it happened.
When did you start the company?
It hasn't even been a year. I think we officially launched May of last year, 2024, after we got the initial inventory in, and then kind of trying to grow from there and iterate on new products and such.
What's the story behind VanSaint? Where's that name come from?
That's a good question. Shane always wants me to come up with something better than what I came up, or like my story, but I just made it up. To be 100% transparent, I was like,
pitched it, and I was like, man, that's a cool name. So.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, yeah, I don't know. I came with a bunch of names and was just brainstorming and whatever, and I landed on it. It's kind of got like a royal feel to it. It's unique. There's really nothing out there like it. Those were kind of the main reasons. It was memorable, short, and that's kind of how we got to that point.
So you'd mentioned you were talking to an apparel company beforehand. Did you have any experience in the golf industry or owning other businesses prior to this?
Nothing to do with apparel. And I'll be honest, I never would have guessed in a million years this would be a path that I would take. But again, I've tried a bunch of other different businesses, and some have found some success and some fizzled out. It's to be expected. But no, I mean, it's fun. I like the design aspect of it, and I like the creativity of it. And It's again, like I wear polos every day. Shane's a big polo guy. We're golfers. I have a golf course in my backyard, so we're kind of around that kind of lifestyle. So that's kind of followed in that path.
Yeah, you said you've only started. It's been less than a year, which is, I mean, pretty impressive because you have a really good following on Instagram already, which is awesome.
And I've heard good things. And to be less than a year in and to have people, backing you as hard as some people back you,
Mhm.
it's great. Obviously, we know Cam with Rush Golf is like a huge fan, but then Austin Ebersole has, been like, hey, like these guys are great. And, to us, those are two big people that, when they say is good, we generally like, hey, like, yeah, we'll check him out. I mean, Austin is great. We love Austin, and Cam, we love Cam. Um, it's impressive. Less than a year. And you got people being like, hey, these guys are great. What they're doing is great. The apparel, I mean, speaks for itself. Like,
Mhm.
I love the designs. I had a hard time picking with, everything. And as soon as Derek picked his, I'm like, okay, I'm not picking those because I wanted that one.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, thanks for letting me take this.
Yeah, I didn't want to match. I feel like we get enough stuff that
Yeah,
matches. I'm like,
for
I don't
sure.
need to match. So instead, I'll match Shane.
There you go.
You guys are matching tonight.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
a couple cutie patooties.
So you're talking about you had a kind of a meeting earlier, more or less just kind of going over ideas. How big is your team, and can you just kind of walk us through the process of how you come up with these different designs?
Yeah, so we got 4 people that are involved right now, and I'd kind of say they come from all aspects of life in terms of business.
Mhm.
Again, I'm more of the creative. I like to build stuff, and I'm a perfectionist, and I want it to be this way and that way and function this way. Shane is an absolute monster and hustler in the streets. He's got a big ass bag of polos and hoodies that he carries around, and dude, I'll wake up in the morning sometimes because he goes out sometimes.
Let's go out.
I'll wake up in the morning, he'll have $1,000 in sales from like going to a local pub or whatever. And I'm just like, wow.
Run out of the back of the car.
This dude is a monster.
Makes for a great story though, too. That's
I
fun to do it.
mean, that's how you got to do it, right? It's,
Exactly.
we're lucky enough to like know a lot of people who, make equipment or towels or whatever. And they're just like, guys, we keep 10, 15 towels in the car. And if they're putting with somebody who's like, hey, I like that, they're like, hey, follow me to my trunk. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. And then like,
This big white van.
yeah. And then they're like, but bro, it's like, they'll sell more
Yep.
just talking to people versus, just kind of sitting back and waiting for people to order it. And, you got to do what you got to do at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. Every time I walk into a bar, a restaurant, anywhere, someone's like, man, I like that shirt. That's a cool shirt. I'm like, well, let me tell
right
you,
back.
I've got
I
this
got
whole
that
bag.
for you.
And, I mean, it's instant. The compliments that I get everywhere, the hats, the crown, people love the crown. There hasn't been an aspect that people really don't like yet. So just trying to keep going with that and keep the hustle alive. It's been fun.
We need to get you like a custom big VanSaint duffel bag.
There you go.
That way
I
it's
like
like
yeah.
that way at least you're hustling.
I do need that.
Yeah.
So kind of to piggyback off of that, when you go play golf, are you packing your golf bag like you have like a few golf balls, but like the rest of the pouches are actually just tucked with polos and performance hoodies?
Polos or tees or golf balls, whatever I got. Any way to engage with people. The shirts are a little tough. I don't want to, ruin them or bunch up the bags, but whatever I got to do. If I meet somebody on the course, then I got the bag. I'll go chase them down on the golf course and sell them there. So
Sure. So
I'm always
you
ready.
guys who just started, like we had mentioned earlier, what's your vision as far as where would you like to see the polos? Are you more directly just like through social media? Do you want to be in clubhouses? Do you want to be in, Golf Galaxy or PGA Store? Is that something that you guys would like to see, or would you like to more stick with selling them directly to, through Instagram or social media?
Well, I mean, right now, I think it's more efficient to do direct to consumer. We've explored getting into pro shops and such, and in my opinion, those are kind of, those are cool, but they're such an intimate and small market. I mean, how many guys are really buying a lot of shirts in pro shops. Maybe they are, but that's just kind of a niche market in my opinion. Yeah, it'd be great to get into large retail. I think that's always the goal of any company that's trying to grow. I'm a realist though. We got a long way to go before that happens. That doesn't mean it's not on the list to do, but we're kind of doing grassroots. We're not putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. Again, this is fun. We all have our day jobs and do other things, but that doesn't mean we're not passionate about this and don't take it extremely seriously. And I'm dealing with it every day. I manage all the social media. I do all that stuff. I'm interacting with all these people. Shane's doing the same thing, but just more in person. He travels around a lot and talks to a lot of people. And by way of his day job, he knows some celebrities and well-known athletes and stuff like that. So we're all kind of just hitting everywhere we can and just seeing where it takes us.
Sure. What
I guess I never really thought about that. Have you ever bought a shirt in a pro shop that isn't branded with the golf course logo on it?
No, but that was going to be so that was kind of my question. I know it has your logo on it, but it would be more so like trying to get your polo in with like a country club logo on it, that kind of deal. Because I think we've bought a couple of different polos, but it's usually because it has the golf course logo.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
It was like me and I forgot a hoodie, and they gave us an early morning tea time, and it was cold.
So you were forced into buying.
Yeah,
$175 hoodie. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thankfully not. I don't remember what it was. I still wear it, but thankfully it wasn't too bad.
No, I mean it wasn't cheap, but it wasn't like.
No, but it's also like I'd be miserable if I don't have this hoodie.
You gotta weigh out your
Right.
But do you have a personal favorite polo? Each of you?
I am wearing it.
Yeah, put that on.
The Vivid
Which one is
Vibes,
that called?
It's called the Vivid Vibes.
Okay.
And I think we've sold most of them. We probably need to re-up on those, but that's probably my favorite. Although I have a few others that are up there for sure. And
Retro Ripple's been really good for me. Every time I wear it out, that one surprised I think both of us. We kind of took a stab in the dark on that. We're like, maybe it'll be good, and then when I wear it out, I get compliments everywhere. It has a classier look than I thought, and so that one's been really good. But between this one, Retro Ripple, those are my go-tos.
I think my favorite one's the Retro Ripple.
Yeah,
and we need to work on the sizing. So like we might have to swap them, or I'll give away the size I got, one of the two.
Which one was the retro?
The retro. Keep showing that one. So originally,
that one's sweet.
Oh, it's even got a picture of him. How cute! We have the website.
Man, who's the model on this?
Damn. So originally, I thought they're like little turtles, and I was like, yes, that's sick because they kind of look like turtles.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
To me, they kind of look like Kellogg's logo. Like you buy like cereal or whatever.
I used to smash on some cereal back in the day.
I love cereal.
Hell yeah.
My weakness right there.
Yeah, I like the Neon Nexus one too. That one's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a polo you guys make that I wouldn't wear. And I think that says a lot because there's normally like one or two kind of like uggos of the group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything you guys make, whether it's like the simple like Breeze or even like the Duff Daddy, shout out Duff Daddy Brendan.
Yeah, we were talking about we got to order one of those for our buddy Brendan with
the Duffin' Up Pod.
The Duffin' Up Pod because we call him the Duff Daddy, which is a great name by the way.
In my phone, that's his contact is Duff Daddy.
Yeah.
There's not a bad polo that you guys make, and I think that's really cool. Even the hoodies, like there's not a bad hoodie that I'm like that sucks. Like none of them are really. Like they're all great. And I love, like, speaking of the hoodies, I love that the outsides are plain, for the most part. They got the branding on the sleeve, but then the hoodie, like the hood is the fun
inside
part.
Of the hood. Yeah.
Like that's the party. And I think that's super fun, especially on the golf course or wearing it casually. It's a little bit easier to wear. Obviously, you got the gray, the black, and the red, and the blue. And price point's great. Derek and I were talking about it earlier. There's a lot of companies who are like, hey, we're charging people more for the quality driven stuff. And we're like, it's perfectly fine. But then
the quality has to be there.
The quality has to be there. But then, you got this hoodie for $55, which this is like the nicest golf hoodie I've ever put on. I was texting AK about it. The materials on this is different than any other golf hoodie I've owned. And I really like it's kind of structured. It's lightweight, but it's moisture wicking and breathable. And then even like the shirt Derek's wearing, like it's got good stretch to it and it's under $50. Like that's so hard to beat.
I feel like that's part of it, right? There's other golf polo companies out there. It's a very competitive market, right? But that's golf is expensive in general. Playing golf is expensive. Equipment's expensive, and you get some of these polos that are 88 to 100 plus dollars, right? So and the quality might not be too bad, but it's like,
is it worth that
80,
$100?
Yeah.
So I think you guys are very competitively priced, and said the quality is fantastic. The fit, I was telling Don beforehand, not to speak for everyone, but for me personally on a polo, because you can wear it on the course and off the course, I like one that fits pretty comfortably on my arms and my upper body. But there's been several brands that fit good up here, but then they're like super long.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, my buddy was over and he had a robot or Holderness and Bourne, and we were all trying it on. And you're right, it like was going down like past our butts, and we're like, "This is so long." It's a great shirt, a great quality. I mean, don't get me wrong, and but it's like, yeah, you're right. That was kind of important. How that fit for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
You're kind of almost like forced to tuck it in at that point. And it's like, it's not that I don't mind tucking my shirt in, but I like to have that option where I can tuck it in, or I can just leave it untucked. Just said, on what, what you're doing. So I love the way it fits. Can you tell us, or, do you guys have any other designs or anything like that in the pipeline of you guys are going to be releasing in the near future?
That's what we were having a meeting about earlier today. That was
nice.
A big part of it. Yeah. So, we launched our, Genesis, our initial line here with 14 designs, which was kind of ambitious now that I'm looking back on it. But that's what I had in my head. I wanted to do 14 designs. So we ended up doing that. And but this next round will be a little bit more limited. I think we're going to do 4 to 5. And yeah, there's going to be one that's kind of like a patriotic thing. And just some others. We were kind of, I don't want to say we're going to tone it down too much, because that's not really what we want to do. We don't want to be just another bland solid polo in the sea of solid polos. So they might be just a little different, but yeah, we hope to get those launched again, 4 to 5 designs in the near future.
Sure. So when you bring your polos into your designs, so that's probably key. You said you had 13 or 14 different designs. You obviously want to sell them all if you can, right? I mean, that's probably strategically planned going into bringing in maybe 4 or 5 designs instead of having a wide variety. I mean, is that something that you think about going into it? I mean, one, trying to bring in a bulk order. How does that work?
Yeah, and that's something that, I mean, we might be still trying to figure out is, do we sell through this other the current stock or whatever the initials, and then never do them again, and then bring in the other designs, or do we keep those on stock? Again, I'm no expert on the best methodology with that, so I think that'll just be a bridge that we cross when we get there. And I'll be honest, some of the designs have not sold nearly as well as others. It's to be expected. So we might have to find a way to kind of liquidate those, so to speak, and recycle that back in to introduce new designs. But even with the hoodies, I don't think when we set out, at least when I did, I thought I was going to do hoodies. That's just it came to be, and I was like, all right, we got to do this. And so we made it happen, and we were pumped and excited, and we still are about those. So that's, it's like go with the flow with this kind of thing, I feel like.
Awesome.
I mean, I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. Golf hoodies are the most underrated piece of golf apparel you could possibly have. And I think they're great. Like whenever just somebody's like, hey, like you pick out what you want, I fucking golf hoodie.
Hoodies, you gotta get a hoodie.
Well, think about it, like when we do events in the summer, like 3M Open every year. I always have like,
or like in the morning.
It starts so early, and I'm like, I'm not a morning person. It's the slightest bit. So it's like, it's kind of chilly, golf hoodie, polo underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, away I go. Or, even at work, it's kind of chilly in the store sometimes. You throw one of these on, you're still lightweight, breathable. Underrated.
Was Justin Thomas the one that really kind of paved the way for the golf hoodie? Because didn't he take a lot of heat for it in the beginning? Was it Justin Thomas?
I thought it was Tony Finau.
It could have been Finau.
Oh, it might have been Finau. Yeah,
it could have been. But now it's kind of like the norm. But listen, there was a barrier for a while.
Jason Day wore sweatpants. You can wear whatever you want in golf, and everyone's giving him all sorts of like heat for it. And I'm like, listen, we're trying to make golf accessible. We're trying to make golf affordable. A professional, is out there in a hoodie and sweatpants. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And I know all the older people were like, take that shit off. You can't wear that on the golf course. I'm like, he's getting paid millions of dollars to go out there and hit a ball in sweatpants. You're watching it on the couch.
Yeah.
I think he's doing a little bit better than you are.
Yeah.
One of the questions I've wanted to ask you guys, and I've been like holding off on it, what inspires your designs? So, like, there's a lot of, I don't want to say the designs are all over the place, but a lot of them I feel like kind of blend into each other really nicely, whether it's like the geometric shapes. I love floral. So seeing the ones with like the leaves or like the leaf, you know what I mean? Like the ferns and stuff like that, I'm a big fan of. And then I told Derek I'm a big fan of like the topography, the ripples, stuff like that. What inspires you guys with the designs you guys end up putting out, or does that really play into anything? Or you know what I mean? Like some people are just like, hey, that's a cool design, and then they roll with it. But I love floral, and not many people make floral. So whenever I see kind of leaves or whatever, I get kind of happy about it. And this is the part where you're supposed to tell me to stop talking.
No, man, I'm listening.
No. What inspires you guys with when it comes to the designs?
I mean, it is kind of along the lines of, oh, that is cool. And we try to envision, if we're wearing this, and somebody else is wearing this, how are they going to feel when they're wearing this? And I'll be honest, when I wear this or any of them, really, I just have this sense of confidence and like uniqueness and like, I don't know. Confidence is really the main thing that come to mind, and so that's what we're kind of striving for is something that's unique, but not so outrageous. It's just stupid, but something that's unique and can be worn here or there. But it's just what we think is cool and what we like. And is everybody going to like these things? No, we get it, and that's okay. We're not here. If you try to serve everybody, you're serve nobody, I think. So that's just kind of how we approach it, and it really is see something we like and we think other people would like it as well. So like let's bring it to market, kind of thing.
You want to put it on and feel sexy, right? Like you want to be like,
absolutely
be like, hell yeah, like I'm
gonna break
my
90
ass.
today.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Can you break 90?
But it's like I don't care if we're going to some fancy place, or maybe it doesn't have to be fancy, or if we're just going to the damn grocery store. I've been walking through and the older lady that's bagging stuff. Oh, I like that shirt. And it's like, hell yeah, that's awesome. We like it
and
too.
And then Shane's right behind you with the big ass bag.
Which one do you want?
So I will say, not only do you have really cool designs, but the names are almost just as good, if not better.
Fairway Fiesta.
Fairway Fiesta, classic name.
That would be a great golf drink.
Fairway Fiesta. But I love you highlight over the Fairway Fiesta because you got the nice build, and then all of a sudden, bam! Oh crap! I messed it up. And then Shane pops up with the nice. Hold on.
You got to go back to your tab.
No, it's
you X'd out.
Yeah,
you dummy.
I know technology, am I right? Hold on a second.
There is an episode where I'm not on it because my back had been thrown out, and I gave Derek all my equipment, and he called me. He's like, "Hey, how do I launch Zoom?"
Dom runs this whole thing.
I'm like, Derek, it's pinned. All you got to do is open my laptop, and it's right there. And he goes, "Okay." And he's like, "Well, how do I click record?" I'm like, "You got to put it on full screen, and then you'll see it." And then
I'm just happy.
And then he calls me, and he goes, "Oh, I see it now." And I'm like, "Good job. I'm gonna go back to bed," because I was really, I was on pain meds, and I was like, "Come on,
man. You weren't feeling good, but you were feeling good."
I feel good.
Yeah.
But the Fairway Fiesta, yeah. So it's like you get the polo, and then bam, you hover over it, and then bam, you get Shane right there, just smile. The Fairway Fiesta, right? You got Digital Disco. There was another one that I really liked, Palm Party. That's kind of a cool name. So. Again, going back to this, are you guys all kind of getting together and be like, you have all these polos designs up and you're like, all right, what's a good name for this? Or are you just automatically like, I'll come up with a name? Or is it kind of a collective group decision?
Some are collective, some are inspired. I'll shout out a guy on Instagram right now. His name's Pete, and I think he's over in Northern Ireland. I think it handles "What a Load of Balls." But I don't know. It's like right when we first got started, he was. I'll give him credit. He wanted to do the Duff Daddy. He wanted the paint splatter. He came up with a name. So we came up with that. And I won't lie. I use technology. I use ChatGPT for some of these names. I kid you not.
Go.
Dude, I mean, it's insane.
It's available for a reason, right?
Yeah, I plug. If I couldn't come up with a name for it, clever. You can upload a picture, say, "Chat, give me 10 names for this," and maybe it didn't come up with the best one, but I could compile it. And I'm clever and we're creative, but not always. You got to think outside the box sometimes. So that's
a very helpful tool for sure.
Yeah.
I've never used it.
So I've used for some of these questions that on the podcast. I like to try to come up with my own, but if I'm stuck on it, maybe on because they kind of will lay it out like in different like sections depending on like intro to the company, like how can you differentiate or separate yourself, that kind of stuff. So I'll pick and choose, but usually I try to come up with my own and then go from there. But it is a super helpful tool.
It's unbelievable.
But I did have a question, and Dom actually clicked on it too. I already had it typed up, but can you tell us a little bit about the VanSaint Build a Gift Box? Excuse me.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was, I don't know, we came up with that idea at one of our meetings, and we meant to get it launched before Christmas. I think we were a little delayed on that, but yeah, we've got that awesome gift box, and it's a really nice, high quality magnetic closure with the logo on there, and you can go through and pick, however many polos you want, however many hoodies, hats you can add on the tees and the golf balls, and as you add items to it, the discounts rack up, and it's pretty significant. And then we package it all together all nice and neat and send it out, and it's just a badass gift to give somebody.
That's really cool. Yes, you mix and match up to 8 items. Do you provide these for like tournaments or golf events? Is this something that you guys have used before in the past?
We're getting into that. We actually have a pop-up shop or whatever we want to call it at a tournament in a couple weeks, and then we're doing some other local things. We were discussing that tonight, kind of like a block party in our local city with some other vendors and restaurants and bars. And we're gonna, I think, raffle some off or give some away as part of a giveaway.
Yeah, to your anniversary for Cork It.
Yeah, some of our buddies.
Yeah, they've been a huge supporter. They've always had us for all their bourbon tastings and everything else. Those have been really awesome. The gift box, we're kind of doing it as a giveaway for some of that stuff as well. And
sure. I feel like it's a really cool like option, especially like with prizes. Like you could offer like the like the polo like code or whatever, so you could choose it if you wanted to, but you're able to pack in the tees, the hats, that kind of thing, where it doesn't really kind of matter what size head. Sometimes those prizes, somebody might win it and then they're maybe a 2 or XL and they're getting a medium pole, you know what I mean? So but it's a really cool feature. I think that's awesome. It's a great way to save some money too.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of boxes.
It's a nice
looking box.
Yeah, like that's what, and that's why, like when I saw the box, I'm like, it's like kind of perfect for like a golf event.
Do you remember when we had a Good Boy golf on?
Yep.
So I use that box. It has all my tees in it.
But it kind of gives me that vibe.
Do you know how many freaking golf tees I have?
Like 10,000.
I'm never buying tees again. Like the amount of so I don't like to be like, oh, we get sent stuff all the time, but everybody sends us tees. And do you know how many freaking tees?
But it is one of those things that it's nice to have tees though.
It's probably my favorite part, because I hate buying tees because I never remember to buy them. The issue is people send me tees that I really like, and then it's like not available like to buy through them.
Yeah.
Like I found out I really like the Western Birch tees.
Yep, those are nice.
Those are expensive.
There's nothing more annoying than like getting paired up with somebody and they're like,
oh yeah,
got my tees.
I give them safe car tees.
I don't want to give you all my stuff here.
Yeah, right. And that's where Shane comes out with his sack of polos. I got tees and polos.
He's got just like a tee pocket.
I got whatever you need, my friend.
Yeah.
Since we're on your website right now, we asked about the gift box, which is a really cool option. Can you tell us a little bit about the ambassador program?
Yeah, so anybody can sign up. Doesn't cost anything, of course. And each ambassador that signs up, they get a special code. I think they can create their own code if they want to, have something specific to their name, and most people have. And they give that out, and they get a 10% cut, and then the user of the coupon gets 15% off. So it benefits everybody.
Sure.
A simple program, but it's just a good all the way around for everybody, and a good little program.
I feel like it's a great way to promote your product, but also, it generates for the influencer or whoever's on the other end as well, right? Because it's kind of a win-win for both parties.
Especially if they're wearing your products like organically.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're ambassadors with the bag company that we use, because it's like we're already using the bag. We already like the bag. Like, why not promote the bag? So
Yep.
Exactly.
How many ambassadors do you guys currently have?
Oh, I don't know exactly. Probably 30 or 40 at least.
Damn, good for you.
That's awesome. Again, you're still a new company. I mean, you've been doing.
Well, it's 30 to 40 more people out there that are talking about you and wearing the product. And, if you get somebody like Cam, I keep going back to Cam because Cam does such a great job promoting companies that he really likes. You get someone like Cam who's going to talk,
If he likes it,
he'll talk about it. But then all of a sudden, trickle down effect, right? Like he'll tell one person, and then that person buys it, and then all of a sudden that person's be like, "Yeah, I really like this," or tell their friends, and it all starts with Cam, because that's just kind of how Cam is.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sitting here thinking about it the whole time. What do we have to do to get Cam his own polo?
I mean, he's done enough, I think, already. I mean, I got to shout out Cam while we're talking about it. I mean, that dude is awesome. He's just a great dude, and yeah, he produces so much awesome content, whether it's for us or just in general. I don't know. Yeah, that's something we need to explore.
We should get it. He should just put his face on it.
He's built up a really good community, and kind of like what Dom had mentioned. I mean, I feel like
actually, instead of his face, his would have wedges on it because he juggles.
He's sick. He's sick.
That would be pretty cool.
So he came out to Minnesota, hung out with us for a few days. He's like, "Dom, I'm gonna teach you how to juggle." I'm like, "I don't know how." He's like, "I guarantee you by the time I leave, you'll know how to juggle." He never taught me.
That's for the next. He's coming to the next event. So
yeah,
I was like,
I mean, he makes it look so easy, and I'm like, damn, that shit is not easy.
Well, and I was so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna learn how to like juggle, and
maybe the first step of learning how to juggle is patience.
I don't have
get the
patience.
next event, so like that's maybe.
I don't have patience though.
Yeah, I'm sure it takes a lot of patience and practice.
Yeah, that's for sure. Where do you see VanSaint, and then let's say the next 3 to 5 years? Where would you like to see it?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know, Shane. What are your thoughts?
Worldwide, baby.
Worldwide.
Yeah. I mean, being involved with PGA, any kind of large scale, I think golf tournaments would be amazing. Being recognized on that type of level should be a wonderful goal to hit.
Here's what I'll say. I want to be at the point where we can, really help sponsor and help out communities and junior golfers and things like that. I want to give back, and I know that whatever call that cliche, but like that's really I want to sponsor Cam, and like fly him to tournaments and stuff like that. Like I really want to help out. I want to we want to give back more too. Hopefully we can grow enough and generate enough whatever to give back to the military. Veteran here, other buddy veteran. We got a lot of veteran friends, so that's also really important. And so sure. I mean, really, that's where we want to be.
Well, appreciate your service. That's awesome. Yeah. So I guess kind of on the reverse side of it, what's been like the biggest hurdle for you guys is starting a company? Like, what's one thing that maybe you went into this thinking like, oh, it's gonna be great, and then you're like, oh, like this is one thing that you just don't really like about the business side of it.
Taxes.
Or that's been a challenge, I should say. Maybe not that you don't like, but a challenge.
Just dealing with problems and shipping problems.
Staying up till 2 a.m. measuring shirts, competitor shirts, trying to figure out sizing and how to just describe.
I'll tell you right now, like the amount of thought, requirement, and effort and planning and decisions that go into even one shirt.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Thousands of patterns.
yeah, patterns, picking out patterns or designing them or dealing with, designers if we have to do that. And it's every little detail of a hat or a shirt or a hoodie, whatever. I mean, it could take hours and hours just for the most minimal. You would think it was simple, but it's not. So that's definitely can be frustrating. But when you get it done and you get the product in your hand, it's just like, hell yeah.
Well, I think when you care about something and, clearly this is your guys', baby.
It's like a passion. Yeah, for sure.
And when you care about something, I feel like every little thing is always frustrating. It's like, that could be better. It could be this, it could be that. But like you said, when you finally, you nail it, you figure it out, you're like, hell yeah. I think that says a lot about, what you guys are building, what you're trying to build. Because if you didn't care, you'd be like, it will just,
that's okay. I don't want to put my time and effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's right. I mean, if we get a product that we've designed after it's been manufactured in weeks and weeks and months or whatever it takes to get it, it's we are happy with it and it's really awesome. But for me, I'll be like, oh damn, we should have done this. Even if it's the smallest little details, like, damn, should have done that. And that's okay. That's just part of how this goes. And kind
of learn from it and grow from it.
Yeah. And we know this is a slow and steady game. And but we're in it.
Is there anything else that you might want to mention before we go over some rapid fire questions that maybe you want to mention or you?
So I know we're gearing up for our shindig, and I guess Shane, if you don't know what the shindigs are, they are what we call our events. So we just did one here in Minnesota. We're doing one in California.
Yep.
You guys are our third place prize, so thank you so much. And I was telling AK this, we want to partner with companies that we feel like we align with.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how big you are, how small you are, because I know your word, it's like, oh, it's just, VanSaint. It's like, no, like it's so much more than just VanSaint. It's, a company that we, wear, that we like, and that we feel like match what we're trying to do in the golf scene, which is promote the game, grow the game. You guys are just doing it differently than us. So from, myself, and I think I can speak for Derek, thank you so much for being our third place prize.
We appreciate it.
This is us announcing it.
This is also why we love to have these guests like you on our podcast, because we've mentioned this numerous times, but you're taking time out of your day, your night, and so are we. So we obviously care about these brands and entrepreneurs and businesses that we're having on the podcast. So I said it means a lot to us, and we really appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all having us.
Yeah,
awesome.
No, we're glad to be a part of it. I mean, that's a big part of what we're doing here is brand building, and so not only is this helping that, but it's just helping out, have a good time, and make the event better.
I was say, yeah, and if you're able to make it, that would be even better. May 31st, man, Saturday,
Burbank, California.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
You got kids and busy schedules, but if you're able to make it, we'd love to have you guys out.
Like at the end of the day, golf should be fun. And that's what the shindigs are. I call them the biggest party you can have on a golf course. And like legal restraints that the golf courses give us, obviously. Sort of, kind of. It depends.
Gray area.
Every once in a while, you'll find me under a tree sleeping off the alcohol.
That's okay.
But that goes back to like wanting, you guys are third place. Golf should be fun. And the polos, the hoodies, the hats are fun. And they are affordable. And I could see people, like the youth, like young kids wearing them all the way up to like, my dad's age and stuff like that, wearing them. And that's something that I think is kind of rare in golf. I feel like it's either kind of a classic old man look or it's very new school. And I think what you guys have done has blended that very well.
Yep.
So I feel like that's really rare because, Derek pulled up the website again. There are stuff like the Bogey Breeze where it feels a little bit more classic, right? A little bit more subtle. And then there's the Duff Daddy, which is definitely more new school. But I could see someone like my dad wearing a lot of these and feeling great in them. My dad doesn't even play golf, but like I think he likes the idea of wearing polos all the time.
Let's going back to like golf on and off the course, or it's apparel for on and off the course. I was going to ask one other question too. Do you plan on, like you'd mentioned the youth, so kind of like a light bulb went off. Do you plan on releasing apparel for the youth and also for female golfers?
Yeah, the ladies out there need
matching.
Oh, man. We
You're the only one who wants to match.
No, I just was curious because they said you brought up a good point with the youth, and I'm like that. I feel like that is the youth is really. Golf is growing big time, not only for
they are quite literally the future of this damn game,
right? So,
which is wild. That little Jim Bob over there eating rocks is the future of golf.
I mean, we were talking about that just earlier tonight. I specifically brought that up. Man, that would be cool to have matching, youth and adult. And then even the women's apparel, like I said, one of our partners in this is a female, and she mentioned tonight, she gets questioned all the time. When are we going to do a women's line?
I get questioned all the time, constantly. When are you going to do women's? Like, let us figure out the men's. Like I said, we're up till like 2 a.m. just trying
working
to
on it.
One step at a time.
Let me dial this in, and then we'll get to doing that. We don't want to put out a crap product, so we're trying to get good at it, but it's definitely coming.
Well, I will say that you guys have definitely you're doing a great job. Like it's for not even being in business for a year, starting the company less than a year ago. I mean, you guys are doing really good things. Going back to the social media, Instagram, I know it's tough, right? Yeah, you're building a brand, but you're also building your social media platform because you have to be very active on it. And you guys are doing a great job. So keep up the great work. And if there's anything that we can do to help, obviously we appreciate that he'd mentioned the prizes. So we really do appreciate you guys. And if you do have some new products coming out,
I did make a badass reel too. Pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
Hey, it's looking great. Well, it's looking pretty good.
And that's the other thing too. Like we usually wear the stuff that is either sent to us, and we wear it organically too. So we'll always tag. It's just another one of those things where it's why not type of deal.
We're not. I had this conversation with AK. We don't. If people come on, we don't need them to send us anything. Like we're not like, hey, to come on, you need to like. There's no criteria
for sure.
We only pick stuff that we're actually gonna wear.
Yep.
Like I've had some people, like I work in retail, and they're like, hey. I'm like, hey, this company's giving us free shoes, whatever. And they're just like, what's the most expensive thing? And I'm like, that's one way to do it. But like, what are you going to wear?
Yeah.
And what are you going to talk about? Yeah. So it's like stuff that like we're saying, I generally pick stuff that I'm going to wear. Like this hoodie, I'm going to wear it until it falls apart. And when it does fall apart, I'm going to order another one. Maybe in a different color.
I selected this one too. Like I like the style, but I also read in the description that this is you're guaranteed to break 80 with this polo. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Damn, do you think you could sue them if you don't break 80?
No, it's not in there. I was just this is a little
light. I don't remember that one.
Who had a stupid chat GPT?
I was like, damn you.
It turns out Derek hacked the website and added it.
Yeah. I had to throw that in there, but we really appreciate. We really appreciate your time. Is there anything that you guys want to add before we go through some rapid fire questions?
I don't think so. I don't know.
It's gonna be great.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. We sure have. Yeah. So again, we appreciate it. They're pretty simple questions. The first one here is: what is your favorite golf club in your bag?
7.
Yeah.
What was it?
It's 7-iron.
7-iron. Okay. It's a pretty good answer. It's probably
I know most people
the most universal club, right? That you can use.
My baby.
Yeah.
What a cop out.
What's yours?
4-iron.
4-iron?
Actually, it's my putter.
Depends on the day. I would see either my driver or my 52-degree wedge. One of those two.
52 is good.
I have a special 4-iron. But then, like my putter, I love my putter. My putter's blue. That's all you need to know about it is that it's blue.
Yeah. All right, this is your.
You're like Dom. Shut up.
No, it's okay. Good question. This is your kind of your signature question.
So hole 1, you're playing in a very cool event called the Shindig. What's your walk-up song?
Oh, jeez,
man.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Let's see.
Are you gonna play it?
No,
He's gonna look it up.
He's gonna go
Oh,
through-
no.
Name of that song.
You're as bad as Derek.
Man, I'm probably gonna go with CCR. I don't know. Maybe some.
Well, CCR, you
Yeah.
said?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a song called Penthouse Popper. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that.
Okay, no.
By
CCR, I've heard it's
Creed- by
definitely
Creed,
CCR, but
Yeah, go look that song up. It's badass. That's
Okay.
one of my. That would be my song.
It's probably What You Looking At, Baby by Xfinity. And I don't know why it gets me hyped up. It's got like the Tetris theme song in the background. I don't know. It was on some cat
gonna
cut
play
my
that
daughter was
afterwards.
watching.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
awesome. All right.
Yeah.
What's your go-to golf snack
Beer,
yeah, Miller
or
Lite.
drink? Yeah, as you say, or drink. Yeah.
IPA preferably. Yeah.
There's snacks.
IPA, my guy. That's me too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, I miss the Misubis, the rice and the spam that we used to get when I played in Japan. Dude, that was the best.
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
love
we don't know. I don't know about that.
I know.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so good.
That's a unique answer. It's the first we've had for that.
That
Normally
sounds
it's like
so
beer, granola bar,
hot dog, beef jerky.
yeah, M&Ms.
Yeah, the
Peanut
hot
M&Ms
dogs
don't do
good.
slap.
I was waiting for you to say peanut M&Ms.
Oh, peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I'm a big fan of just tequila shots.
Oh man, I'm not playing golf anymore then.
No,
playing
that's-
polo at that point.
I saw Josh Allen does transfusions with tequila and calls them confusions.
That's
Oh,
a pretty good name for him right there. Yeah.
I was like, genius. And you know who he was with?
probably
Bob does sports. Yeah, that motherfucker.
Best golf advice you've ever received.
The grip's got to be uncomfortable to be good. Like it seems like every time. Like if it's like
I hate how
uncomfortable and it
true
feels
that is.
awkward, then I just crush it and it's always good.
Okay.
So the reason I don't interlock is because I feel like I'm going to throw the club.
Which is like weird because
Like,
you
it
think
feels
it'd be the
weird.
opposite.
Yeah, it's like weird.
Yeah, I overlap, but like, yeah, I can't interlock because it is the most uncomfortable and scary thing I've ever done. And I've been in car accidents.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that's the scary.
But I don't want to throw my club at something.
I have actually thrown a club at driving ranges.
And you know why? It's because you interlock.
It's because it rained. Actually, it was wet. Yeah,
No.
Yeah, right.
That's what it was. I was like 8.
Dude, when you were 8, I wasn't even born yet.
No, you weren't. You weren't even a thought. Probably.
I was probably a thought.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
There's a big age discrepancy between me and everybody else.
Kinda. You're getting up there.
Shut up.
You're getting up there.
Shut up.
I'll let you ask this. Why don't you ask this one here?
No, now that you said I'm getting up there.
Okay. All right. Favorite golf movie?
I mean,
Happy Gilmore.
Which
yeah.
one? 1, 2, or 3?
One.
Just
It's
kidding.
two even.
The third
Two
is
come
That's a banger.
the third, they're all in wheelchairs.
Happy's Tina in a wheelchair.
He doesn't have any hands because he's.
But two does look promising. I know normally
It's gonna be
Yeah.
bad.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna
Yeah,
be,
it seems like it's coming.
It's gonna be bad, but it's gonna be like bad in like the good
Good
way,
way.
though.
yeah. For nostalgia's sake, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah. I hope
I
so.
just want
Sam,
to Paige.
that's right. Paige is she's
Paige
supposed
is
to be
the beer
taking-
girl.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's all I need in life.
If you could sign an influencer or a professional golfer, who would it be?
And it can't be us.
Yeah, besides us, of course. Yeah. That's a given.
That's a good question. Anybody. I don't know, man.
Anybody?
Grant.
Who
You
was
know,
it?
Grant
Oh, Grant.
Horvath?
Oh,
Yeah.
Grant.
I mean, I know he's already got his own thing going, but seems like a pretty
I mean, you
That's
know,
a great, that's a great answer though. Grant's I mean, it's crazy how the YouTube scene is just taking over, right?
my issue with
it is
Grant is he
insane.
doesn't have eyebrows.
He doesn't?
Look at pictures of him.
yeah.
Have you never noticed that?
I mean, I've never really like stared
There's
that deep into
I did.
Let's hear
face,
that.
but he is a great golfer. And
He's
he's
great.
I mean, he's
makes
built up
videos.
an amazing following. It's unbelievable.
He does.
I love. Did you watch the one with Garrett and Bryson where they try to break 50?
Mm-mm.
Very good. So the more he's on camera, kind of the more he lets loose is a good way to put it for Grant.
Bryson or Grant? Yeah.
I think Bryson's just like a ball of energy. I think the Bryson you see is the Bryson you always get.
It's kind of wild. Bryson went from live to like everyone like and then he's made like the biggest comeback, and now it sounds like he wants to join the tour again.
Well, he's not renewing his contract.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, but
I've always loved it because I know we talked about it on a way early episode. It's like, hey, you're getting $180 million just to sign. That's not what you win. So now everybody who signed with Liv is looking like an absolute genius because you're getting that money
back.
And now you still plan the majors. Now it's like, hey, I made $180 million just for signing. That's not counting his team winnings or anything like that. And now we can just come back. Genius.
It's got to be kind of a tough look for the PGA players that didn't go. You know what I mean?
Fucking
it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe.
It is tough.
Like, I understand both sides, right? But like, if you're like Dom, all you gotta do is sign this and you get $400 million. I'm throwing all morals out the window. Dude, $400 million.
That's like changing money.
Sure. That's what, like, even if you're on tour, $180 million is $180 million.
Well, when you look at an actual PGA Tour victory, it's like the biggest prize is like 1.8 million for a tournament, right? So it's like it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
And he gets that plus
tournament wins, yeah.
And he still gets to play in the majors. Didn't he get like second in the Masters?
I don't know if he did. He finished, I think,
he was up there though.
10, yeah. Okay, this doesn't necessarily have to be golf related, but it's sports related. So what? So this could be an event that you've attended or just something you've witnessed. But what's your favorite sports moment?
And being in Atlanta, you guys have had a couple recently.
Well, a couple bad ones, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, you did just win the World Series not too long ago.
Yeah, no, that was.
And you also have this young guy named Acuna Jr. coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. We've had so many bad things, like the damn Super Bowl. That was terrible. I don't know. He's a hockey guy, so
yeah. The Detroit Red Wings winning the Stanley Cup back in like '95. It's been a minute, but
sure.
That was like the beginning of me loving hockey. So
was pretty special. Back during, was that like Chris Chelios? No, he was Blackhawks, wasn't he? Chris Chelios?
Yeah,
he was Blackhawks, but 95.
When did the Thrashers leave?
Who was it?
Lidstrom, Yzerman, Fedorov,
Stevie Yzerman. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Nice. Yeah, that was a good team. I was still pretty young. I was like 6 or 7 at that time, but I remember they were pretty solid though. Back
I wasn't alive yet.
Missed a good time.
In '95, I wasn't alive yet.
That was a good year.
That's a good year. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I think that's what we started thinking of.
What's funniest moment you've had on the golf course? Not necessarily you personally, but maybe you witnessed something that was super funny.
Jeez.
I don't know. Man, we flipped a golf cart.
Oh, God, yeah. Now, we were coming around the bend one time, and these guys come up. Not them. I don't know who they were. And they come up to us, and their faces are all bloody, like on the all side. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? Oh, we just flipped the golf cart. And he looks at me, he goes, you guys want to take a shot with us? And I said, yes, we do.
Yes.
And then, so we took the shots. I said, and they said something about, oh, we better go. Our wives are asking where we are. I said, your wives are going to kick your asses when you get home. And they're looking like that.
Jeez.
That was a good one.
Fantastic.
So in one round, we were playing. My brain's not working. There was one round that we were playing, but it was in the northern part of the state. Earlier that round, I was drinking a beer. And then all of a sudden, the golf cart is spinning down a hill. And Derek's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I got my beer. So, like, we're good. That same round, was it our golf cart that was the battery was dying, or was it the other two?
I think it was the other two, but I thought you were talking about the beverage cart girl.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah. So it was a foursome. So one of the group, the cart was dying. And this is like the 14th hole. It starts getting real bad. And we're out in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota.
Woods, basically.
Essentially, yeah. They're like, hey, let's put a golf course here. And we're just like, fucking do it. And we flagged them down and they're like, hey, you're almost done. You'll be fine. We're pushing them up up hills. Like that's how bad their cart is. And then the Bev cart girl stops at like 16. We don't know what happened, but all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, well, you guys are almost done. I'm just gonna leave." Puts your car in reverse and flies into a tree.
She must have been like in high school. Like she just didn't like.
Yeah,
She was kind of flustered, and it was like one of those things where like I think she either was like, did she go? It was reverse, right?
yeah, no, it was reversed. So
Yeah.
it's almost like she had maybe wanted to go forward.
Yeah, she was looking straight.
She flew backwards, and then all of a sudden there's branches and acorns raining down.
Just gunned
And she's like, "That didn't happen," and then she drove away. And this is on
being in slow motion too. Like she hits the tree just like falls, and then she looks at us like that didn't happen, and then left, and we never saw her again.
And this is one of the most scenic.
She drove straight home in the golf cart.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most scenic holes in Minnesota. And my memory is this girl flying into this tree and going, "Shit," and then flying back, and we're just like, that's wild.
It's one of the top like public courses in Minnesota. So yeah, like the views are spectacular.
So for reference, you tee off this hole. It's hole 17 at Giants Ridge, and you're over the water onto this island, and you're over like a lake.
Yeah,
it is one of the most like beautiful golf holes I've ever seen, and I fucking hate it because I'm always in the water.
Yeah.
Makes for a good story though. That one was obviously better.
I just remember pushing Danny and Brad up this hill, and they're just like, "Come on, guys, faster!" And we're like, we just leave your ass here.
Well, like the golf course itself, like most golf holes are within like pretty short distance, right? This is like you like literally are like going up like a trail. So
we have a lot of
each hole is quite a hike.
Since we're so wooded and so many lakes around here, I mean 11,000 plus lakes in Minnesota. Yep. There's always a good gap between some. So we're like having to like we're pushing them a good ways. And they're getting cocky. And I'm like, we could leave your guy. Like, we just leave you here and you guys can figure it out. Like, I'll play that game. Because we also saw bears on the way home. Yeah, because Derek wouldn't let me drive.
Nope. I don't trust him.
I forgot my wallet. And he's like, well, if we get stopped, I'm like, we're in the middle of nowhere. Okay, like we're not gonna get stopped. And then lo and behold, black bear and the cub walk out, and I'm like, look at that. And Derek's like, what do we do? I'm like, you just wait. Like there's nothing you like.
I just have to outrun them
on the golf course.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like people are like, hey, Minnesota's not wild, and then they come out here and there's like bears and like deer and wolves everywhere, and you're just like, it's different here.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Okay, last question. I'll let Dom ask it. It's a food related question. We always end with a food related question.
Don, so it's my favorite question.
Take it away.
I love food. Forever in your guys' area in Georgia, where are we gonna go eat? It could be breakfast, lunch, dinner. It could just be one big meal. Where are we going?
In one place. I mean, I've got something for pretty much everything you want to do, but breakfast is going to be flavor rich. It's amazing. Every time I take a bite, you just sit there.
You got to have a basic breakfast to start the day.
I don't know about, it's not basic. I mean, it's like a banana Foster's, French toast. I mean, they do have, you can get a basic breakfast, but the
French toast.
Yeah. Chicken and waffles. My daughter calls it heaven bread. I mean, it's good.
Oh, I feel like if we're in Atlanta, we got to do chicken and waffles.
That sounds actually good.
Yep.
Okay, so we smashed that. Where are we going for lunch?
Lunch, I'd probably take you to 121. It's a sushi place that my friend owns.
Okay.
Sushi.
Well, she changed it to Kitchen 121. She does sushi and she does Korean fried chicken, and it's amazing. And then dinner, we'd probably head down to the KR Steak Bar, get some spinalis. It's a special cut of the cow, and it's incredible. It's like the best steak I've ever had.
What is it called? What was the name of it? The restaurant?
Spinalis. So it's like kind of the top near the spine. And it's
kind of like a back strap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
sounds good.
Back straps are legit.
It's like an Italian cut. There's like a balsamic glaze on it. It's good.
That sounds amazing.
And then to wrap it up, we go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, boy, that's going to close it out after the club. Go out and hit that.
Heck yeah. Fellas, man, it's been a pleasure meeting you guys. We really appreciate you guys taking the time and joining us on the podcast, and keep up all the great work. And again, let us know when you got some new stuff launching. We'd be happy to help spread the word, and we'll make sure to be posting some photos, videos of our stuff that we got cooking here. So
when it warms up and it's not snowing out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's been awesome. This is the first podcast, so
Oh, really?
This is yeah, for real.
Oh, great. Well,
I forgot
enjoyed
to
it.
that, but
no, it's great, man. You guys did awesome, and like I said, we appreciate your time, and like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We had a good time. So
no, this is great. Lots of laughs, and that's how it should be. And we appreciate y'all, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Awesome,
thank you.
Take care, guys. Nice to meet you.